Hey guys, this is Camo Kid 1SS, and today I'm going to attempt to demonstrate the penetrating power of my newest design. It's like my original, but it just has a more acute tip. And as I test this today, I want to use my Emerson Persian as a control. This is a knife that we have found to have extreme penetration power, and I'll explain the bottle test really quick. Basically, we've tested many knives in this method, although it's not really a visual pleasing test, but it can show some really cool things about a tip. First off, you have to have a really nice tip to penetrate the empty water bottle that has no weight behind it. And if you can use a knife to penetrate all the way through the bottle, that means you have an extraordinarily fine tip. And we think that's a good thing depending on the use and build of the knife. So this user control, see if I can get all the way through. And there we go. That was very easy. It almost, if I pushed a little bit harder, I could have went to the deployment stud, the deployment disc. And I want to point out some things really quick. This is my design right here. It has a really acute tip, but it's not quite as fine as the Emerson Persian. So I've tested this before, but I want to demonstrate it to y'all. This does penetrate better. This will penetrate the bottle like this, but it takes a little bit more effort and skill. So let's see if we can do that really quick. And that definitely went in, but it didn't catch. And right now I can't really, okay, that's where it penetrated. Okay, it did not go all the way through. It just went partially in. I don't know how far it went in, but let's see if we can get it all the way through. Okay, here's a perfect example. It actually went all the way through. I'm not sure if you can see it, but Austin can verify with his finger that that point is very pointed and sharp, and it's penetrated the other side of the bottle.
It has.
I don't know if we can see that on camera. Perhaps I can try again to demonstrate, but as of right now, it is passed, and it's an ultra fine tip. Let's see if we can do it again. Miss. That's one problem with this test, filming it on camera. You look kind of silly when you miss, but it's hard, you know, try doing this yourself. And again, that went in, but with this test we have verified that this thing can pierce all the way through, and sometimes it's not as easy as the Persian, as I just explained, but it will happen. And sometimes when I test this by myself, and of course when the camera's not on, you'll get something like that going. But I think I've demonstrated what I want to demonstrate. And since I have my Emerson Persian out, I wanted to talk a little bit about Emerson, the knife company. This knife isn't a real fine example of my point, but it is a really cool knife. It's one of my favorite knives from Emerson. It has extremely fine point on it, which makes it ideal for tactical situations, I guess. Not that I want to be in those, but it's a cool knife. This is the Emerson Commander.
Super Commander.
Super Commander. It has a little bit over a 4-inch blade, and it's made entirely in America. American G10, American 154 cm, and I really like this knife. Now, how much did you pay for this knife, Austin?
I would say a little bit over $250.
A little bit over $250, and I believe I paid a year or two ago about 130 bucks for the Emerson Persian. It's hard to find these now. But basically, the thing I like about Emerson, they're not a perfect knife. You can see the differences when you get the different models. This one bothers me a little bit with a pocket clip because it's a little too close to that screw that holds it together. But overall, when I get an Emerson knife in my hand, I feel like I can use this. Even though Austin, like he said, paid over $250. I've never really had a folding knife where it's like, yeah, I can do anything with this. For example, a Spyderco Police. I believe that's about a $140 knife. Really nice knife, finely tuned, finely refined. Some people, I mean, like a Spenza is going to be way more expensive, but I'm not going to spend that much money on a knife. But if I had the Spyderco Police in this hand, which this is not a Spyderco Police, and Emerson Commander in this hand, I feel like I can use it, and that inspires me as a knife maker. I look up at Emerson, Ernest Emerson, and I'm like, that's what I want my knives to be like. I don't want it to be the perfect knife. The Spyderco Police, I can almost say it's a perfect knife, just its construction and overall quality. Not to say this is a horrible quality knife, but when you get a Culbertson knife in your hand, and hopefully some of y'all can get some in the future if I start building these things, but I want it to feel like, wow, I can use this. It's not too perfect where I had to put it in my gun safe and never look at it. You know, that's why I like Emerson knives. I do think they're rather expensive, but you know, Emerson's in business. They've been in business for at least 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. And Emerson says he's selling more now than he ever has before, so he's obviously doing something right, and I think that's what he's getting right, is the feel of the knife and the confidence you get when you put it in your hand as a tool. So I hope you got something out of this demonstration, and if you've looked at Emerson knives and you're not sure if you're going to like it, this has, you know, been a short summary of Emerson knives to me. So I hope you got something out of this video. Thanks for watching, guys.